Hi, I'm Natalia Telkowska and welcome to Monzo Insider. I use Monzo and I'm the founder of Natalka Design, creative agency based in London specializing in visual communications. Let's just say we help you pitch, sell, strategize and engage through visual storytelling. We've worked with all sorts of people, from individuals to blue-chip companies, banks, and even the government. I started my business almost 6 years ago from scratch, and let me tell you, it's been a journey, both challenging and rewarding at the same time. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Having built a business from the ground up with a small team, I'm curious to see how others approach this in different industries. Banking and finance has always felt like a space reserved for multinational, centuries-old institutions with tons of capital to spare. I mean, look at where it all started, here at the Bank of England. Started in 1694, the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street, otherwise known as the Bank of England, is the government-owned central bank of the UK. They issue banknotes, of which there are now over 3 billion in circulation, worth over 60 billion pounds. And it's their responsibility to maintain stability across the UK's financial system, which now incorporates over 140 different banks. In August 2016, Monzo became one of these. That's why I'd like to understand how Monzo have managed to establish themselves as a fully licensed bank in less than 2 years. I mean, starting a business is hard enough, but starting a business where you're looking after the money of hundreds of thousands of customers is a whole new ballgame. So I'm keen to find out more, so I'm heading to Monzo HQ to meet Paul Rippon, Deputy CEO and founder of Monzo, just to find out what it takes to build a bank. Let's go! Hi everyone, so I'm here with Deputy CEO and founder of Monzo, Paul Rippon. Hello,
Hi.
how are
Hello.
you?
Very good, thank you very much.
Good, thanks for having me. So, Paul, what do you need to do to start a bank from the scratch?
Good question. I guess be slightly mad. That's a good start. And the important thing is to begin with say hello basically to the regulators. And here in the UK we have two regulators. One of them is part of the Bank of England. It's called the PRA, or the Prudential Regulation Authority, and the other is called the Financial Conduct Authority. So if you wake up one morning and have this idea, it's dead easy. You either ping them an email or pick up the phone and said, I have this idea, and then they have this really great sounding thing called a coffee meeting. And they invite you in and you just explore, is this idea something that you should do or not?
Is that what you did? You just woke up one day and decided, I want to start a bank?
Well, it wasn't just me. So there are a number of founders here at the bank, as I'm sure you know. We've got Tom and Gary and Jonas and myself, and so it all started actually back in Ask for Janice's gin bar, where I don't think it was that many gins, but quite a few, and I guess we'd known each other for a little period of time. And it was just one of those things where we go, hey, let's do this. And so we decided we're going to start a bank that we felt that we, our friends and family, will be really proud of. And one more gin. And then the next day I dropped an email to the PRA, the Bank of England, and then we had a phone call and it all started from there.
How do you apply for a bank? What do you do? What's the first thing?
Well, would you believe there's an application form?
Okay, is it a long one? Or?
It's a very long one. To give you some idea, when we submitted our application for a bank, we had to use ring binders, so the information has to be printed out.
Wow.
If you know what a ring binder is, they hold about this much paper. We had to submit 4 of those. So there's quite a lot of paper that sits behind this 25-page application, and that is the start of your application to be a bank.
Wow, okay, so once you got the application done, you've got the license, what's next?
Yeah, so there's a little bit in the middle of there that
Okay.
when you put in your application, you give all this evidence, the regulators then actually go through it.
Yeah.
So they don't just receive it and say thank you very much. They ask you quite a lot of questions about it. And so it took about 6 months, and ultimately we get to a point which I guess was one of the happiest days in my life in August 2016.
Okay.
When we got a phone call that afternoon, followed by an email, and we have the letter still, which says, basically, congratulations, you are Monzo Bank. And
Just
that
like
was,
that.
Wow. It's a letter, and it was truly magical day. Really, it was so much work by the team here to get to that point.
So I have to ask, how did you celebrate?
So at the time, I have to say, when I got the phone call, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Because what hit me was shock, joy, relief. I really can't even begin to describe what it felt like. And then, you know what I did? I typed a Slack message on important, and I posted it. And I watched the reaction around the office as everybody started jumping out of their seats and like, yeah!
So what can you do now as Monzo Bank that you couldn't do with the prepaid scheme?
Bank, actually the word bank is a controlled word, so it's actually called a sensitive word. So to use the word bank, you do have to be authorised by the Bank of England, and that is an incredibly rare thing to achieve. What it allows us to do, though, the most important thing that it allows us to do is to be the trusted guardians of our customers' money. So when you have your current account, and I'm sure you won't be waiting too long for it, but when you have your current account and you pay your salary into your current account with Monzo, it means we can hold those deposits. And that's very different to compared to the prepaid card. So when you do your top-up or using your prepaid card, that money goes to Wirecard, and Wirecard look after it through their banking arrangements. So the deposits that you send to your prepay are held by somebody else. As a bank, the key thing is that we're holding your deposits. And as part of that, we're also members of what's called the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. In other words, because we're a bank, your money needs to be protected. So if anything did ever go wrong, your money is protected up to £85,000. Now, I don't know how much money you usually keep in your current account, but I guess that £85,000 would give you enough comfort to go, well, I'm very happy then to put my money with Monzo.
Let's just say working on it.
Good luck. Yeah, when you worked it out, let me know as well. A lot of people actually think that being a bank automatically means that you can lend money, but that's not actually a given. So when you apply for your banking license, you apply for a set of permissions, and one of the permissions that we applied for was the ability to lend money. So you don't have to be just a bank to lend, but being a bank allows you to ask for that permission to lend as well, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, that's exciting. I can't wait for my card. Definitely going to use it. And you're going to see what I'm spending it for. Right, so Paul, I just wanted to ask you again one more question in terms of the future. So what does future hold for Monzo? How do you feel about the future?
Over the coming months and years, the thing that I'm really excited about is one word, and that's advice.
Okay.
And I really feel at the moment the mainstream banks have really left us all to fend for ourselves. So if you want some advice, it's like, well, where do you go? So my friends and family come to see me at the weekend if they want advice. And so what I'm really excited about is adding advice into our service. So in other words, not just, hey, would you like to switch to this utility provider, but we think this one is the best for you because, or we think this long-term savings is best for you because. So I'm really excited about that, and I think at that point, the service that we provide and the help that we give our customers to live their lives will be quite amazing, really. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait for that. But that's really exciting. Wow. Thank you so much, Paul. Really, that was really fun to meet you and ask these questions and learn a bit more about the bank that I'm using. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
what's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Why pizza?
I don't know. I just like it a lot.
Guilty pleasure?
Real ales, beers.
On Friday in the office?
Sometimes other days.
Need to come.
Natalia,
Yes.
where did you get those shoes?
In Paris, my friend told me that I need them. That's kind of what happened. She literally bought them for me and I paid. So that's that. Okay, can I like have a break in terms of more questions, or like you threw me? You threw me. Your favorite thing about your work?
The Monzo team. I love them. Sometimes I hate them a little bit, but mostly I love them.